Nike Hoop Summit standouts. I guess I'm gonna start with, of course, USA, but it was a lot of guys that stood out from the USA team, but it was three in particular. No, I'm gonna say four. Number one, of course, is Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag has been getting a lot of flack online from a lot of dummies because I guess they don't understand how basketball's a team sport. I think everybody just be wanting to see buckets, bro, and buckets in a very crazy, creative way. I think that's why people love Ace Bailey because he got that. But Cooper Flag, say dog, you might not want to see him in an All Star game. You might not want him in an All Star game. I'll give you that. But you know where you would want him in an NBA playoff setting or just any playoff setting in general. I think Cooper Flag is a generational prospect. I'm gonna start just by saying that. And let me tell you why I think he's a generational prospect because he's 6'9", 6'10". I think his wingspan gonna be about 7'1", 7'2". Dude is a ridiculous, ridiculous athlete. Now, when you think of athlete, you think like probably jump super high, super, you know what I'm saying, bouncy, things of that nature, like the Vince Carter's. No, 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 no. Look at 6'9", 6'10" dudes. Look how they run side to side and vertically. Like how they jump vertically. I think Cooper Flag, as a functional athlete, is one of the better athletes in the country. Cooper Flag is gonna be great, bro. Let me tell you who he reminds me of. Cooper Flag, he reminds me defensively, his defensive potential. It's like an Andre Iguodala, Jonathan Isaac, somewhere in that range. I think he's gonna be able to wreck games defensively, especially on the NBA level where that hustle is just go take president. He plays every position like it's his last. He's just a fiery competitor. That shit be cliche, but Cooper Flag, he say it all. He got all the tools to be like a defensive player of the year, all defensive team, 12 years. He got the defensive potential of a Kawhi, a guy that can win like 3 DPOIs, man. I really think Cooper Flag in his career go get at least 2 to 3 DPOIs, bro. Guaranteed, bro. That sounds crazy, but it is what it is. So defensively, his potential is somewhere between the Iguodala, Jonathan Isaac. I think he impacts the game like that. Offensively, people gonna hate me for this. You might hate me for this. I think Cooper Flag could eventually become a Kawhi Leonard type of offensive player. He's not gonna dazzle you with hezzy twins. He's not gonna, you know what I'm saying, be no Kyrie with the basketball. But I think that mid-range game is gonna end up very special. I think I just think that mid-range game is deadly. I think he's gonna be a great catch and shoot guy. I think he's going to be really good getting to the free throw line. I think he's going to be a very, very good 3-level scorer. I think he's going to be boring. I think he's going to be a boring scorer. But I think he's going to be a devastating mid-range shooter in a quality type of mode. I think he's going to be a very good passer, very good at transition. And I think he's going to be have a Kawhi level impact as a two-way player. So yeah, there's Cooper Flag. He had 19 and 11 in the Nike Hoop Summit game, and I just think he's special. I think he's more special than what people think. I definitely do have him over Ace Bailey. I have him over Dylan Harper. I have him over all the guys in 25. I think he's a clear cut. I think right after Wembayama in terms of number one picks, I think it will be Wemby, Cooper Flag, and then Paolo. Like those are the best 4 prospects in probably the last 10 years. Yeah. I got Cooper Flag right there. I think it's Wemby, Cooper Flag, and Paolo. Mm-hmm. Yay. Say what you want. I get Ant is crazy right now. Paolo's crazy right now, but Cooper Flag is a two-way player because I think his passing instincts is already past Ant. I think Ant, of course, is a better scorer. But I think pretty much Cooper Flag will be able to do everything better than Ant, probably outside of being an explosive scorer. And I think he's going to be the same thing for Paolo. I think Paolo defensively will never get to where Ant and Cooper Flag could go, especially Wemby. Even though I like Paolo over Wemby right now, I think Wemby eventually will be the best. The best, but he's gonna be one of them guys, man. I'm not gonna speak too much on that. But Cooper Flag is definitely a generational prospect, and he go change a team instantly. I would love to see him next to Kobe White and Ayo DeSumo. I would love to see it. But yeah, that's Cooper Flag. I thought he had a great game. Even though he was in foul trouble, he's still 19-11. Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey started the game with that mid-range jumper. He looks so much like T Mac, man. Ace Bailey is another can't miss prospect. I don't think he's generational, but I do think he could be an all NBA level player. Could potentially get you a scoring title. He just scores with ease. He scores with ease. He's solid defensively. His frame is good. I think he's more of a T Mac type of build than a Brandon Ingram type of build. And I think he's more T Mac in terms of how he scores, even from like how he kicks out his legs on his jumpers, man. The way he creates space, the triple threats. He just reminds me of Mac. He reminds me of Mac. And I think he could be that level of scorer on the NBA level where he can get you some scoring titles. I think his highest ceiling is about 2 to 3 scoring titles, all NBA player. Now, I want to see him in a winning situation. I want to see what he does at Rutgers, but I even think Rutgers is not a real winning situation. But we go get to see certain type of situations from him at Rutgers, especially playing with Dylan Harper. They got a solid coach over there, very defensive minded. So I think he's gonna be very well rounded when he comes out. So I love Ace Bailey. He didn't shoot that well in the Nike Hoop Summit, but just watching him, just a couple plays, even in the Nike Hoop Summit, you like, yeah, this dude's a pro. So I like Ace Bailey, and like I said, he reminds me of T Mac, bro. Give me T Mac vibes. Another guy who stood out, Asa Newell. He's going to Georgia. About 6'10", power forward. I think he's going to be a very good power forward. I think in Georgia, he's going to be able to. I think he's going to go play with Blue Cane. I love Blue Cane, man. So I'm going to be watching more Georgia games. I'm excited for college basketball next year because the talent level is just crazy. And this class, looking at these guys physically in the Nike Hoop Summit, how they look on TV, they got NBA size all across the board. They got NBA size all across the board. I think Asa Newell, he's not like an Aiden Sherrill where he's a legit stretch big, but I think his shot is budding. I think he's a great rebounder. I think he's a great connective piece. I think he's going to run the floor, rebound, play with energy. He's going to be a great overall power forward. I think definitely he's going to be a first round pick easily. But depending on his year, he could be a lottery pick, possibly top 10. So I like Asa Newell. Just he just constantly made plays. Another guy, Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper. Now, some people was comparing Dylan Harper to James Harden. Stop it. Stop it. He don't have that type of wiggle. He don't have the type of shooting ability, space creating ability. He don't have the passing vision of a James Harden. Stop it. But I do see Malcolm Brogdon with Dylan Harper, and that's good too. People get how good Malcolm Brogdon would have been if he didn't have all the injuries. And then Dylan Harper is most likely will be that type of player. As soon as he gets to the league, I could see Dylan Harper like of Malcolm Brogdon immediately with maybe even more potential. So I love Dylan Harper, big, strong guard. He's pretty good at everything. He's not the greatest athlete, not the worst athlete, not the greatest shooter, not the worst shooter, not the greatest passer, not the worst passer. I think he's just really good at everything. He got the dog mentality. I think he's an actual floor general, and I think that's one of his best traits, in my opinion. He knows when and how and where to score and pass. So, yeah, Dylan Harper. I really like Dylan Harper. He reminds me of Malcolm Brogdon. Hopefully, he stays more healthy, and I think he will. Very big guard. Like now, getting to the world side, Trey Orey. I think his name was Noah Traore, 6'3" guard, combo guard. Didn't know too much about him coming into this game. Really didn't know anything about him. Let me keep it a buck. Let me stop lying. I ain't know nothing about Noah Traore. But he looked really good, and this was a very good showcase. He was great in the pick and roll. He could score, pass. He could do everything you want in the league guard, combo guard, and I'll be watching out for him in the future. I think you could make an argument that he had the best game out of everybody. A game with Cooper Flag, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper. You could say Traore was as good as anybody. AJ DeBassa, VJ Edgecombe. You could say Traore was the best player on the court. Now getting to VJ Edgecombe. I love VJ Edgecombe. I compare him consistently to a Ant D Wade type. I think he's that type of athlete. He's that type of competitor. He has really no holes in his game, in my opinion. Maybe his one-on-one creation needs some work, but I love the fit with him going to Baylor. I think he just plays with so much heart. He's a two-way shooting guard. I think he's gonna be, when he gets to the league, he's gonna make his way into that top 10 shooting guard pretty quickly, bro. Watch out for VJ Edgecombe, man. As he learns and gets more polished, VJ Edgecombe gonna be one of them dudes. Don't be surprised if VJ Edgecombe go top 5. Don't be surprised. He could, depending on the year he has. VJ Edgecombe could go top 5. You heard it here first. Excuse me. AJ DeBancer. I like AJ DeBancer, but just watching, and he's very young. He's very young. He's just a junior. He's gonna go into his senior year next year. But AJ, and he reclassified. But AJ DeBancer, man, he's a long wing. He's more Brandon Ingram-y. Like, he's athletic. I think he's is he slick? Is he more athletic than Ingram? Probably slightly. But I think his game just need more polish. He's not bad at anything, but he just definitely need more polishing. But he's young. But his inefficiency he jumps off the screen. Like, I didn't look at the stats for Nike Hoop Summit. Just me off the eye test, I'm pretty sure AJ DeBancer was inefficient. And I've watched a lot of AJ, especially at Prolific Prep. I watched a lot of his EYBL stuff. Very, very good player. Has his potential is very high. A lot of people say AJ DeBancer over Cam Boozer. I don't think so. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think so. I think Cameron Boozer, he reminds me of a Domantas Sabonis, Kevin Love, but he was going to be a better defender than both those guys. Like, he's not gonna be like, the thing with Cameron Boozer, he's having to defend more centers. So I've seen some people say he can't guard bigger players. He can't guard centers. Dude's like 6'8", 6'9". He gonna be able to be very fine on the perimeter, very fine with those guys that'll be power forwards. Like, come on now. I think he'll at least be like a Paolo defensively serviceable. So yeah, there's that. But I don't think AJ DeBancer has more than Cam Boozer. I think AJ DeBancer is more of a Brandon Ingram, and I think Cameron Boozer is a better defensive player version of Sabonis and Kevin Love. So you take that how you want to take it. But AJ DeBancer definitely has some moments. But I think he's an Ingram style wing. And just the difference between him and Ace Bailey, I think Ace Bailey is just like a better specimen, better athlete, better creator. Like, Ace Bailey is like a 6'9" guard. Really. He's like a 6'9" T-Mac type of shooting guard. And I think DeBancer is like the Brandon Ingram, high usage, ball dominant wing, which is cool too. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the Nike Hoop Summit. The world, they really they look like they're catching up, especially France with Traore, VJ Edgecombe, Traore, DeBancer. They showed up for the world, and of course the guys I named for USA. The Cooper Flags, the Cooper Flags, the Ace Baileys, the Dylan Harpers, the Ace of New Wells. Boogie Fland even had some moments. But yeah, man. Yeah, those are the standouts from the Nike Hoop Summit to me, and some of the comps I had for those guys.
Found some shit I love to do, so I can live comfortable. Searching for a peace of mind, need that when it's time to rhyme. Perfect in every line, any chance I get, and I know it takes time, but I will never quit.